We're here with Matt Conrad at the Max Expo, and this man specializes in taking out scratches out of acrylic. I have to imagine you're insanely popular in Southern California.
It's actually pretty scary how popular I am right now. I didn't know what I was getting into, but apparently there's a lot of scratch acrylic out there. So, thank goodness. I think I stepped into the right business. Being a reef keeper for a number of years, I've learned how darn aggravating it is to have scratches in front of my beautiful display. So I figured out, perfected a way to do it, even underwater. So I can work underwater without taking the tank down.
How long do you hold your breath?
Yeah, good question. Of course I'm out of water, but I do have the cases where I'm actually snubaing inside, different aquariums, larger aquariums, pools, that type of thing. So it's actually a really cool process. I'm going to have a video up and running here of the process. I'm going to post it on my website as well, so everyone can check it out.
That'd be great. Yeah. Now, you've got an example here, and was the entire thing scratched when you started?
Yeah, well, what I did, obviously, is I can't get enough 8x8 squares that are scratched from everyone else, so I make my own. But, it's an 8x8 acrylic square that I scratched with 80 grit sandpaper on both sides. I put another piece of acrylic over the top with clamps, and I've refinished one half of it.
Nice.
So that's kind of what I do for my demonstrations, just to show people that this is pretty much worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And even at that, we can get it out and make it look.
I would have drained my tank by then.
Yeah, most people, unfortunately, most of the people that came by said, yeah, I used to have acrylic. And you know what
They give you an evil look.
Yeah. So they wish they would have saw me 2 years ago, but unfortunately, they've already got rid of their tanks, moved on to glass. But, the problem with glass is that no one's coming to fix it. And even if they do, it's a glass shop, and they're not going to work underwater and protect your reef. So that's the biggest problem with having a glass tank, I think,
So is this an expensive process? I mean, how do you charge? By the foot, by the gallon, by the inch?
Well, unfortunately, there's no set way to. There's no set way to actually quote these jobs, so it's on an individual basis. So I have to see the tank via email, via pictures, anything like that, or actually come out and give an estimate. So because of the severity of scratches and simply the size of the aquarium, I can't give a set rate. So I just ask people to send me a picture, and I'll give them a specific quote. Yeah.
And what's the biggest tank you've had to fix?
Biggest tank, 1,100 gallons. Yeah.
One of my friends has hired you. Carl Grooms, he's getting his 700-gallon tank done.
Yes.
How many days or weeks will it take to fix that tank? It's only been up 2 years.
Probably a couple days, I'll take it real easy on that one. Actually, I could probably a couple days. Once you get into it, it takes a little while. It's not about just grinding a scratch out. It's about, feathering it and making it look like new. That's the point. Anyone could take a grinder and grind out a scratch, but will it look right? That's the question. So
I went to visit Tenicor. They're a company that makes acrylic aquariums out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Right.
And they would make these round tanks, half round, quarter round, and there'd be a big scratch from construction. And the guy would circle the scratch with a bigger scratch. And then they would polish out like 4 feet across for the 1-inch scratch.
Right. Well, I use for those half rounds and those big radius tanks, or actually tight radius, I should say, I use smaller tools so we can get in there on that scratch a little bit better. But then, we do feather it out a little further, but nothing nearly that severe for one scratch. That's pretty insane.
Well, they explained so you wouldn't see a divot from the area they worked down.
Right, absolutely.
Now, let me ask you this. Is there ever a tank you turn down? You're just like, no way, I'm not touching that.
I turned down one tank, and it still haunts me. No, honestly, I've done every tank that I said I could. I've done, but there was the one. It was a built-in a wall, stonework all around the thing, and no front access. So it was only a back access, and there's no way I could see what I was doing in order to fix the scratch. So I did turn that one down. I feel bad about it, but I don't know if I could have done it 100%, and I'm not comfortable doing it unless I know I can do it. So.
Well, let me ask you this. If somebody wants to reach you, what's the name of the website? How do they get a hold of you?
It's acrylicscratchrepair.com. Okay,
so
even if you just Google that, it'll come up. And the name of the company is Clear, but acrylicscratchrepair.com, that's the way.
Thank you so much, Matt Conrad, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.